कुंवर वियोगी होरें अपने शब्दें कन्नै जीवन के हर एक पहलू की जरूर टच किया। हूँ तुस उनकी पोइम भोली ले लो जिहदे च उन्हें गल कीती दी है भैन भरा दे रिश्ते दी ते कन्नै के नारी शक्ति दे एहसास की। चलो ये बारे किश होर जानकारी हासिल कर लैना बाय द पेपर बीइंग रेड आउट ऑन पोली बाय डॉक्टर गरिमा गुप्ता, असिस्टेंट प्रोफेसर, डिपार्टमेंट ऑफ इंग्लिश, यूनिवर्सिटी ऑफ जम्मू।
गामा पा गामा रे सा रे नी पा नी सा गा रे पा रे गा गा रे सा पा सा रे सा पा रे गा रे सा। गामा पा गामा रे सा रे नी पा नी सा गा रे पा रे गा गा रे सा पा सा रे सा पा रे गा रे सा। हे पोली रे मैडम मेरी उस्सरती मुस्काती दुखी जुगादी अंधी की हासे ने टकराती नरमादा बाते दा माड़ू सोची सोची टुरदा दिल जलदा पर उफ नहीं करदा बिचो बिची कुरदा। पोली मेरी भैन निक्की चंचलता दी रानी सच पुछो ता हसदी हसदी मित्रता मस्तानी। पुल्ले पुल्ले पैरे कन्ने आई सरेने बोंदी निक्के निक्के हथे कन्ने दाग दुखे दे तोंदी। सो खैड़ छड़ू के करिए मन मेरा पर चांदी इकले बेये जिया अपनी गुड्डी की पतियां दी। कोल मचाटे बेये पियो खबरे के लिख दी चोरी चोरी नजर चराइए कि मेरे अल दिख दी।
तुस पापा जी रोए हुए दे
तुस पापा जी रोए हुए दे आऊं स्कूल जन्नी पी अपनाओ सबक सनांदी भर के पन्नी पन्नी। पी के मादा नुस्खा ले गल्लों परी पुछदी
कैसी तुस कुंदे नहीं दसो आऊं जरा नहीं रुसदी।
ए बेटे दी अमर निशानी ए बेटे दी अमर निशानी इन्नी सेवा कर दी मेरे खोरे बोलेगी मन मारी बेचरती किया आखा खोई नहीं सकदे
निरखी बोल जबानी
सीने दे बिच हृदय जलदा नैने अंदर पानी। ए पोली मैडम मेरी उस्सरती मुस्काती दुखी जुगादी आंधी की आसे ने टकराती तरमादा पाते दा मानू सोची सोची टुरदा दिल चलदा पर उफ नहीं करदा बिचो बिची कुरदा। गामा पा गामा रे सा रे नी पा नी सा गा रे पा रे गा गा रे सा पा सा रे सा पा रे गा रे सा। गामा पा गामा रे सा रे नी पा नी सा गा रे पा रे गा गा रे सा पा सा रे सा पा रे गा रे सा।
तुस पापा जी रोए हुए दे
तुस पापा जी रोए होए दे आऊं स्कूल जन्नी पी अपनाओ सबक सनांदी भर के पन्नी पन्नी। पी के मादा नुस्खा लिए गल ऊपरी पुछदी
कैसी तुस कुंदे नहीं दसो आऊं जरा नहीं रुसदी।
ए बेटे दी अमर निशानी इन्नी सेवा कर दी मेरे खोरे बोलेगी मन मारी बेचरती किया आखा खोई नहीं सकदे इरखी बोल जबानी सीने दे बिच हृदय चलदा नैने अंतर पानी।
Honorable Vice Chancellor, University of Jammu, Professor Manoj Kedhar, Esteemed Chairperson, KVM Trust, Govardhan Singh Jamwal ji, President Dogri Sanstha, Professor Lalit Mangotra ji, Founder KVM Trust, Poonam ji, worthy co-presenters and the intelligentsia. A very good afternoon to all. KVM Trust has always presented academic challenges in its various activities, and in those challenges perhaps lie the seeds of growth. My topic today is one such challenge. I am required to attempt a feminist appraisal of the poem Polli by Kunwar Viyogi ji. Now, my dilemma is, how does one apply a Western theoretical paradigm to explain a relationship that is particularly Indian in its celebration, the relationship of a brother and a sister? So, in one stroke, this topic presents the opportunity to contest the pervasive claim of Western constructs, the need to create alternate theoretical frameworks that are indigenous, and also explore the richness of the Indian cultural fabric. So, this is my humble attempt at reading poem Polli at the intersection of the Indian and Western conception of feminism, both theoretical as well as literary. Kunwar Viyogi is an avant-garde poet who displays an almost prophetic heralding of feminism in his poetry. All across his poetic oeuvre, one can see an uncanny, almost Tiresian understanding of the feminine sensibility. He speaks uninhibitedly about issues such as widow sexuality, women's desires, love, and marriage, not only from the vantage point of a man, but also that of a woman. And the poem Polli falls well within this poetic concern. This poem, however, is unique as it frames the question within the least expected or explored man-woman relationship, that is, that of a brother and a sister. In the poem Polli, the poetic persona is that of an elder brother expressing his love, his affection for his younger sister. The poet begins at the beginning as he visualizes his younger sister laughing, playing, growing in the courtyard of the house. But in the very second line, he speaks of the winds of sorrow that she would deflect with her laughter. He speaks of the worldly conventions that tie a human down, that gnaw at him from within but cannot be articulated. So though he can rejoice in the innocent laughter of his younger sister, he is very well aware of the exigencies of the grown-up world. His younger sister, a mere child, oblivious to the exacting demands of the society, is busy with spreading her laughter and showering her affection and care. Like a mother, she tries to brush off all the worldly cares of her elder brother. Like a friend, she tries to cheer him up with different plays. She includes him in her studies, her curious questions, and all her activities. What is fascinating in the poem is that though the poet has mesmerizingly described the brother-sister relationship, he, from the very beginning, frames it within the context of human existence, with all its limitedness, its sorrow, its miseries. Though his younger sister, untouched by all these at the moment, gives him a momentary relief, however, the realization never entirely goes away. So, on one hand, the reader feels nostalgic at the pen picture of the little sister running around the house, tiptoeing to the elder brother, massaging his head with her little tender hands, trying to cheer him up by playing with him like she does with her dolls, pestering him with her curiosity, sharing the daily school work with him, stealing glances at him and writing something down. But it seems that the selfless love and innocence of his sister only accentuate his awareness of the human suffering. He calls his sister Vedendi Amar Nishani. It is known all over that the Indian mythology the Indian religion, the Vedas, the Upanishads accord very special place to the women in all their avatars as mothers, as wives, as sisters, as daughters. So he calls his sister Vedendi Amar Nishani. Indian culture has always reserved a special place for the bond of a brother and a sister, and the love they hold for each other is so sacrosanct that it transcends all other considerations. So, on one hand, Lord Krishna is worshipped with his sister Subhadra in the Puri temple. On the other, Bhai Dooj celebrates the love of Yam, the lord of death, and Yami, his sister. Whereas no one wants a visit from Yam and in fact shun him, his sister longs for her brother to visit her. Such is the love of a brother and a sister. And that is why perhaps the poet uses these particular lines to signal a definite break in the poem. Whereas the first part was all about his younger sister, the second part is more contemplative. Here, the man, the poet, and the brother merge to voice existential concerns of the humanity explicitly and those of women implicitly. As is the case with Kunwar Viyogi's poems, they can be interpreted in several ways as they embody worlds within words. So when he claims, "Seene de vich irde jalda, seene de vich irde jalda, naine andar pani," he is articulating his existential angst, but one can also hear the reverberations of Maithili Sharan Gupt, who had written, "Abla जीवन हाय तेरी यही कहानी, आंचल में है दूध, आँखों में पानी." All the subsequent musings in the poem can be read as that of the poet, but apply equally to the condition of women in general. One clearly discerns the convergences and divergences of voices within the second half of the poem. The voices merge in lines such as, "उस बिदनादे खाते अंदर ऐसा लेख लखोंदा, उस बिदनादे खाते अंदर ऐसा लेख लखोंदा, एक नजरी की महरम मिलदे, एक की ओंदा धोखा, एक नजरी की महरम मिलदे, एक की धोखा ओंदा." However, the voice of the poet alone is heard in lines such as, "Irkhi boote pongar dete, gase kanne chonde, irkhi boote pongar dete, gasa kanne chonde, pi kaviyen de vedde andar, inde geet lakhonde." But as the poet traces the roots of his songs in the emotions of his heart, he implies that it is his love and concern for his sister that has been the inspiration of this poem. This compares with George Eliot's sonnet sequence, Brother and Sister, where the speaker is Polly because the speaker is a woman looking back on her childhood and her relationship with her elder brother. She sees her early experiences as forming her present self, yet acknowledges how much has changed with passing time. The tone is heavily nostalgic, as with this poem Polly, and a little elegiac, much like this poem again. Perhaps the elder brother, with his experienced eyes, can enjoy his younger sister's childhood only with the burden of knowing what the world has to offer to both of them, what lies ahead. So he ends by trying to reconcile the paradox of happiness and sorrow as he concludes his poem with the lines, "Pull palekhe good kadake, pull palekhe good gadake, nimme nimme nere, मैं उन सादे खेतर बाइये, मैं उन सादे खेतर बाइये, आनी लाए डेरे, आनी लाए डेरे." Thank you so much.